Hello and welcome to another Chess.com podcast. Now I was reading through Aaron Nimzovich's My System, and I was reading a chapter on the pin. And there's a very interesting example in My System, and this is it. Now clearly it's white to move, and how can white best profit from this pin? Well, clearly taking off the rooks and the bishops leaves white with 2 versus 1 pawns. However, white's king is much further away from the action than the black king. So if we just play through, say, rook takes bishop, rook takes bishop, then we can see that simply bishop takes rook, king takes bishop. The black king is very well placed in this endgame, and if we follow this through, with the king trying to come to the rescue of the white pawns, we see that black has no problem whatsoever in capturing the white pawns. Going back, if we try to push the pawns instead of bringing the white king to the aid of the pawns, so we play b4 instead, then again we see that the black king can come in, take off the pawns, and in fact it's going to be white who's going to be struggling to draw this endgame, although it is a drawn position. If we go back to the very beginning, we note that it's best to tick with the rook here rather than bishop takes f6. After rook takes f6, white's going to be forced into this same position, which we've already seen is not very good for white. So what's the correct solution? Well, the solution is, yes, take with the rook, because that forces the black rook into the pin. And the longer we can keep the pin, the better, because that means we can gain time for our king to come to the help of the white pawns, or we can use it to push our pawns. And that's how you get through this puzzle. We play b4 rather than taking immediately. Now the black king is forced to waste the move, getting out of the pin, so let's bring him to f7. Now we take the rook off, king takes on f6, and the position is very similar, except that we've already advanced our b pawn. We can advance him again to b5, and we see, if we draw the magic square, that the black king is outside of the square. So comes to e6 into the square, and b6 is played. Again, taking the black king outside of the square. A takes b6 is forced, and here white just has to be very careful. He doesn't want to play a careless move such as a takes b6, because that would allow the black king to come into the defending square and be able to capture the white pawn before it promotes. And instead, in this position, simply play a6, and now we see there's no way for the black king to get into the defending square, and white wins this endgame very easily. So, an interesting puzzle there, how to best use the pin. And if you haven't read many of the chess classics like Nimzovich and My System, I certainly recommend you check them out. There's plenty of pages online, and there's also great books in the libraries. Thank you for watching this Chess.com podcast.